Hello and welcome to another Monday update on the Woke is Broke podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Stango, and our top stories over the weekend are these. Kirsten Sinema, the senator who is helping hold the line against the Democratic $3.5 trillion spending bill, was chased into the bathroom by far leftist activists and then filmed as she was cornered in the stall, right? And apparently among these nutcases' demands were Kirsten Sinema voting for the Build Back Better agenda via Biden, right? Because nothing really says building America back better quite like chasing democratically elected representatives of the United States into the bathroom and shouting your political demands at them, right? Nothing says democracy quite like that. Nothing says making America better, making it great again quite like that. I mean, give me a break. These are crazy people. These are crazy people. Okay? And I guess that's to be expected, right? When the champions of your cause, when the top spokesmen of your cause are Joe Biden and Greta Thunberg, right? One who's a 116-year-old dementia patient and the other who is a 16-year-old high school dropout, and both of whom, whenever they get in front of a mic, are widely applauded. Why? For getting in front of a mic and doing their best impersonations of the parents from Charlie Brown.
I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure.
Build back better, blah, blah, blah. Green economy, blah, blah, blah.
I mean, freaking A. God, it's just remarkable. The kind of just the outright insanity that is normalized on a consistent basis. What was it, last week, right? Two kids getting shamed out of a multicultural center because of the color of their skin. This week, it's Democrats. Well, let me rephrase that. It's far leftists chasing Democrats into bathrooms for not being radical enough. I mean, I can't wait to see what next Monday brings. This is insanity. It's absolute insanity. And that's the point. Oh, God. Friggin' A. You can't make this stuff up. You just can't make this stuff up. God. In any event, moving on. So AOC over the weekend had an interview on CBS about this $3.5 trillion spending spree that the Democrats want to push forward. And she had an interesting take on it. Let's hear it.
President Biden, according to our reporting from Ed O'Keefe, our correspondent, says you're going to have to settle for about $2 trillion. Is that an acceptable ceiling for you?
So here's where I think the problem is that when we talk about top line numbers, there's a lot that is hidden in that discussion. And so the reason why this conversation shouldn't be about numbers, but it should be about what substantive programs are willing to be excluded, or that
That's coming from the White House.
Yeah, but the White House isn't making the demands to exclude universal child care or universal pre-K. This is coming from the more conservative wing of the Democratic Party. And those are the conversations that we need to have, because the thing is that Washington math is notoriously funny, and you can make a $1 trillion bill into $2 trillion. You can make a $3 trillion bill that helps fewer people, etc. And so that's why we really need to talk about the substance of this.
First of all, kiss my ass. Second of all, if this shouldn't be a conversation about numbers, okay, well, why not just make the bill $1 and call it a day, right? If numbers don't really matter, if that's not what the focus should be, why not just do that? Well, you're not going to do that. Why? Because numbers matter a little bit, obviously. And the other thing too is this whole idea, everything, all these policies that she's talking about, right? It shouldn't be about numbers. It should be about the policies that are in this bill. Okay, what are the policies? Universal pre-K, universal child care, free community college for everyone. Would I like parents to be able to have free child care? Absolutely. Would I like parents to be able to enroll their children in a preschool for free? Sure. Would I like it for people to be able to obtain a college degree without amounting huge amounts of debt? Absolutely. There's lots of things that I would like. I would like it to just rain food out of the sky, and cloudy with a chance of meatballs. all right? But that's not how this works, okay? This is real life, okay? And in real life, sometimes things are shitty. Sometimes things are tough. Sometimes you have to make real decisions that have real consequences, make sacrifices, and deal the hands that you are dealt, okay? And you can't just elevate people who are at the bottom by making everyone else's situation drastically worse. I'm 25 years old. I don't think I should have to pay childcare even though I don't have children. I do not think I should have to pay college tuition even though I am not enrolled in college. Yet that is how that works. When you give free childcare to everybody, everybody pays for it. Okay? It's elevating the lives of a select few people at the bottom by making everyone else's lives shittier. And that's not how that's supposed to work. Okay? Like I said, do I think it's shitty that childcare costs so much? Absolutely. Do I think, are there already systems in place, societal systems in place to help alleviate that cost a little bit? Of course, we have tax write-offs, right? We have Christian charities who offer discounted childcare, hell, maybe even free childcare. Is that available to everybody? No. Does it completely erase the cost? No. And it shouldn't. It shouldn't. Okay? Like I said, the reality is that there are things in life that cost some money, that cost some effort, that cost some time, and that require some real sacrifices. Absolutely. All right? But to demand that everyone else shoulder your burden is absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And that's what this whole bill is. That's what this whole bill is. It's passing the buck onto everybody. It's saying that it's saying that everyone needs to shoulder that burden, that this is all a communal problem, not an individual problem, a communal problem, and we all need to shoulder this burden whether you like it or not. And we don't care how much of your money that we have to spend to get it done. And that's ridiculous. That's arrogant up the wazoo, for starters. And for AOC to sit there and say that this isn't about numbers, the hell it's not about numbers. The hell it's not about numbers. That's a hell of a thing for you to say when you're reaching into my wallet and saying, this isn't about money. You're taking money out of my wallet. What the hell are you talking about? It's not about money. Give me a break. Give me a freaking break. Oh, God. Yeah, so that happened. And it doesn't look like this Democratic spending spree is going to pass. I hope to God that it doesn't. But only time will tell. God bless Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema. Donald Trump got a bad rap, but the way that the Dems are starting to really hit their own with this bill and trying to get Kirsten Sinema and Joe Manchin, the only two people holding the line and preventing all of this crap, from preventing the floodgates from opening, right? They're really starting to hit those guys, and I really hope that they hold on to their resolve and that they stand in their place, because God knows we need them to. But in any event, moving on. Now, after nearly 170 years of operations in the state of Massachusetts, the firearms manufacturer Smith & Wesson has decided to pack up and move its base of operations on down to Tennessee. Some of the reasons that they stated for the move were support for the Second Amendment, business-friendly environment, quality of life for employees, cost of living and affordability, access to higher education institutions, availability of qualified labor for its operations and headquarters functions, and favorable location for efficiency and distribution. Now, all of that's just kind of a long way of saying that Massachusetts sucks. It sucks. And I say that as somebody who's from New Hampshire, the state right above Massachusetts. And as such, I can tell you firsthand that it is remarkable how drastically different life can be between two states that border one another. It's ridiculous how different things can be. What am I talking about? I'm talking about New Hampshire having the highest literacy rate in the country at 94.2%. Meanwhile, Massachusetts is ranked 22nd in the country at 90.1%. In terms of taxes, New Hampshire is ranked 46th in the country by overall tax burdens. Massachusetts is ranked at 21st. In terms of crime, New Hampshire is ranked as the third safest state in the country, where Massachusetts is ranked at the 24th safest state in the country. In terms of unemployment, New Hampshire is the third lowest. Has the third lowest unemployment rate in the country at 2.9%. Massachusetts is ranked as 26th in the country at 4.9%. In terms of poverty rate, New Hampshire has the lowest poverty rate in the country at 7.3%. Massachusetts is ranked at number 9 in the country with 9.85% poverty. Additionally, Massachusetts has some of the strictest gun laws on the books, whereas New Hampshire is a constitutional carry state. For those of you who don't know what a constitutional carry state is, it means that I do not need a permit to either open carry a firearm in the state of New Hampshire or a permit to conceal carry a firearm in the state of New Hampshire. If you are a legal resident of New Hampshire, you don't need any permits in order to carry a firearm to defend yourself, which is really nice. And people could say, oh, that's like the Wild West out there. That's ridiculous. They don't have any gun laws on the books. Blah, 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 blah. Third safest state in the country. Third safest state in the country compared to our neighbors to the south, which are ranked at, what was it, the 24th safest state in the country? I mean, that's a pretty drastic difference from two states that are connected by a border. Now, does correlation equal causation? I don't know. Here's what I do know, that in New Hampshire we are smarter, wealthier, freer, and our median household income isn't as good as Massachusetts, but that's kind of offset by the difference in taxes. Either way, New Hampshire is a much superior state. Now, I'm not telling you all of this just to shit on Massachusetts. That's just kind of a bonus, actually. No, I'm telling you this because... Now, why is life so different between two states that border one another? Why is it that Smith & Wesson, after 170 years of operating in the state of Massachusetts, just today decides to pack up and leave and move to Tennessee? It's because that your local government matters. That is why I'm telling you all of this, right? All of these little things in our lives that altogether add up to some pretty big things in our lives are directly affected by your local government. And if you're not overly involved in politics, I get it. I get that it's easy to go out, work your job, come back home, and your involvement in politics goes no further than turning on the news and seeing what's happening in the White House. And that's important too. But what should come before that really is educating yourself about who you're electing on every level whatsoever, especially at the state level. All right, there is a reason that New Hampshire is so drastically different from Massachusetts, and that is because of the people that we elect and the policies that those people we've elected implement. All right, the quality of our life is better. Our taxes are better. Our freedoms, as far as firearms, are better. Our crime is lower, which is better. You know, there's all these, our literacy rates, our education, you know, all these things are better, and all of these things start at the state and local level, right? If you want businesses to open up shop in your state, if you want to be freer in your state, if you want to pay less taxes in your state, if you want people who are going to make some real positive changes in D.C., it starts with educating and informing yourself about who is running at your local level. And that has never been made more painfully apparent than with the whole issue with school boards right now. Right? If people paid a little bit more attention to who they were electing to run the school boards at their school, we probably wouldn't be seeing the mass protests that we're seeing all over the country right now from parents who are pissed off that their children are being indoctrinated, by parents who are pissed off that children have pornography readily available in the school library, by parents who are pissed off by school boards that they elected, kicking them out of meetings, having them arrested, shutting down public forums. You know, like I said, all of it starts at the local level. So inform yourself, educate yourself, pay attention to who you're voting for. And the local elections especially, I would dare to say that that's almost more important than the national elections we get every 4 years. But with that in mind, this concludes our little Monday update for you. We hope you enjoyed it. And we will catch you next time. Stay safe and stay informed. See you then.